Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and to the second episode in the RC Bulldozer build. Okay guys, so all these components here are for the undercarriage and track assembly. So we've got bottom rollers, 14 of them, 4 top rollers, stub axles, drive sprockets, idlers and the carriage for the tracks, which are these two here. So the tracks will be running round these, idler in there, drive sprocket in there, and this whole assembly pivots and is connected by the equalizer bar. So these are the half shafts. They will connect onto the DC motor, and then like so, sprocket on there like that, and that's your track pivot there. In the first video I made 2 drive sprockets, which turned out to be no good, because although they did track alright on a chain, for the tracks I actually need them to go around 2/3 of the sprocket, and you can see that baggy bit there. That's no good. I've got the meshing slightly wrong. I mean, they probably would work, but I went on eBay, and for the price of a brand new sprocket, £8, it's hardly worth faffing around with that. So I got 2 of these, £8 each, and all I had to do was weld a centre in and cut a keyway for the key on the stub axle. So I'm going to use them instead. First job, we'll get cracking and we'll build these 2 track assemblies up. Alright guys, I'll show you where I'm at. I've just been coming out after work every day and doing a bit on the project, so I haven't got that much footage. More of a whistle stop for the build. But I'll show you where we're at now anyhow. Got the idlers made, and they'll go in there like that. So I've just got to fabricate a couple of washers holders for these springs, and them springs they'll only move a little bit. I'll only build in about 5mm of sprung movement, just in case it picks a rock up on the idler, it can let it go through the tracks no problem. So I'll machine a couple of washer holders for these springs now. Cut a little hole in there now and weld that into position, and that's the track tensioner. Alright guys, so this is going to be the track for the bulldozer. So we've got the track chain, the drive sprocket and the idler, and the idler is also spring loaded. But the thing with the thing we're using a motorbike chain for track chain on a bulldozer is it's not flat, so the profile of the links has got a slight radius in. That's why I made this bit of channel to sit over the pins, and then I can weld my trackpad to that. That was the first. So that was my first attempt, but it's obviously this is also got to run inside the bottom rollers, which are these. So that's got to let's see which way around it is. Ah, that's it. So the bottom rolls are going to be mounted on the underside of this box section, and then, like I said, with the profile of the motorbike chain, it's going to make for a lot of vibration whilst you track it, as the rollers are bouncing in and out of the links on the chain. That's why I've made this piece of channel here, but this is no good really, because it's not a very good fit. So I'm eventually going to weld. My intention was to weld the pins to the channel, so I've gone for a different design instead. These links, I've got to make 190 of these links, and they will be welded onto the pins, one on either side, and then the trackpad welded onto the top there, which is about 60mm wide, and then the leaning that up on us. Then the rollers will run up against this flat surface here, and it'll make for smoother tracking then. So like I said, I've got to make 190 of them. So I've set up a little production line, cut all these plates, these lengths of plate, and just a basic template. And I can stack 4 or 5 of them plates like so. Clamp the plates down with this template, and it's just a matter of over to the drill press and drill all these holes out which make up the links. I've got 190 to make. I've started making a few already. It's a steady process. Then once I've cut them out to squares, I've got to put radius on either side, because, and I'll show you now, you need the radius to go around the sprocket and the idler. Otherwise, the corners of the track pad links, would crash into each other. So I've got to make that radius a little bit tighter, I think, because they do look to be touching slightly, some of them. So anyway, they're going on there like that, and then one on the other side as well, welded onto the pins, then welded both sides, and then a 60mm trackpad welded onto the top of that. This whole project's been taking weeks, guys. Well, probably months actually. Inside there is the inside here is a spring tensioner. You see that? And I may need to limit its movement. Might be moving a bit too far. So the spring tensioner, and then these bottom rollers, like I say, I'm going to do away with this channel here and just use these new type links. And then there's got to be, for the inspiration for this bulldozer build was the Caterpillar D8K. So that's the inspiration for this build. So in keeping with the Caterpillar D8, I'm having 7 bottom rollers and 2 top rollers. Which are here. Now I may need to remake these because I don't think I've made them wide enough. I might have done. They're only just wide enough then. So that'll be alright. So, like I said, these will be going on. These will be going up here, and they just keep tension on the chain as well. You've got to have a little bit of travel in the idler in case it picks a rock up or something like that, or probably a branch with it being approximately 1/8 scale, so it can go all the way around the idler and then spew it out of this end here. So anyway, guys, I'm at the fabrication stage of the build. So all the machining's done, which that took a fair few weekends. So the fabrication stage now, it's a lot easier to get footage of fabricating than it is of machining. For me anyway, because like I say, I'm only just learning how to machine. We're making these pad links, as I'm calling them, because they're the links that go on there and then the pad sits on top, the trackpad. It would be so much easier with a CNC machine, because I'm having to cut the blanks out of this plate, and then I've got to clamp them together and get them down to a, well, I can't get them to exactly square, but I can get them a little bit more uniform. And see, I've just started filing that side and that side so it fits in the vise better, and then I get a flap disc in the grinder and just take all the high bits off, and then end up with them, and then eventually end up with these. So yeah, it's been quite a process. Alright guys, so that's one track assembly complete, one side, from the bare bones, which is the chassis of the track, if you will. So that component moves in there. That will be welded to the chassis of the actual machine or the frame, and then that allows this whole unit to articulate independent of the bulldozer itself. So I've got another one of these to make up. In this video I was going to build the chassis, but it's taken so long to get to this point. I'm not even I've probably got another week ahead of me making track pads. So I'm going to publish this video at this stage, and then the next video will be the frame of the dozer. I'll have all the track pads welded to this track chain, and hopefully next video might be ready for a test run. If you like this video guys, please hit the like button and also consider subscribing. Thanks for watching guys, I'll see you in the next one.